Okay, here's a quick video on making spreadsheet dashboards. And today we're going to look at profit and bringing together two tables, sales and expenses. And you can see these two on our kind of target dashboard. You can see we've got these two totally different data inputs, and we're going to combine them together. We're going to link them with cross filtering, and we're going to get the profitability ratio from them together. So this is an advanced training tutorial. So I would recommend watching the other videos first, getting familiar with row 64, and maybe the seasonal one and this one I would do last. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to jump into row 64. We're going to grab some data. So we'll grab the example. It's called expenses. And we have another training video on this material. But we're going to go down and name it here, expenses. Okay. Hold on. Okay. And we're going to load the second piece of data, which we also have a different video on called robotic sales. So this is a million records. So we're working with some big data here. And I'm going to call it robotics. I'm just going to call it sales. Okay. So next step, let's build this line chart. Oh, but before we do that, we'll do the dashboard quick. And we can see it's split in half this way. It's split in half this way. Here it's in 3. And at the top it's in 3. Okay. That's kind of what we have. And I'll start off, I'll make this line chart. So I'll do that by grabbing the expense data and getting the date and the amount and grouping them, because we have a lot of expenses on the same day. So we want to group those days, and we came in and we can see it didn't work. And if we look, it's because we grouped on the amount, not the day. So there we go, that's working. And now we can grab it and make a line chart. Okay, looks great. Now, next thing we want to do the same thing with the sales data. So we're going to group sum them, fix that to be correct. And now we don't want to make a new chart. What we want to go is grab our other chart. See, I dragged it over to the right there. You can drag the tabs. We want to click edit on that chart and change the inputs. So I can add another series there. Here we've got the expenses, and I've added sales, and then I can just go bring this onto the same chart. There we go, looks good. And here, I'll pull this over here, and let's get it to look a little better. We'll look in the dashboard. Okay, and I'm going to hit the control key so I can view both at the same time. And if we look at our target, want to get the colors right, so I'll start with the line color. This one's more just like a lighter gray. There we go. And for the teal, I'm really going to make the color widget big, just so we can line it up just perfect. Looks pretty good. Okay, so now finally what we want to go is to go and copy here, just using the eyedropper. We can copy off of here and put a gradient fill onto it. And I'll make that a little bit darker. Okay. Hit F4. Looks pretty good. So finally, what we want to do is next we're going to build a quarter. So the quarter is quarterly sales data. So we go to the sales data and we're connecting the amount in the quarter. We're group summing it, and we're making a bar chart. Okay, now let's drag that into here. I hit the control key. I'm going to click, you see up at the top, that you see that little box there? You can double click on that and just put just so you can see what's happening. Just so people can look at the chart and see the label. And I'll grab the color here from this one. Actually, I made it white, which is not good. Okay, here we are. Now we've matched the color. And next we're going to build this one. This is pretty easy, this bar chart. This is just sales amount by product, standard group sum. I'm going to click horizontal here. So then when I drag it in, there it is. And control click, settings. We're going to want to sort it small to large. And we're going to grab the bar color from over here. And looking pretty good. Now quickly we're just going to add these widgets. They're auto widgets, which are really easy. This one's going to be the category. So these are parts of the expenses, just some filters, some details there. We're going to get the category, a little less padding. We're going to get the subcategory. Sorry, category. Okay, and this one's going to be the subcategory in the expenses. And the final one is going to be, again, an auto filter, and it's going to be the department. Okay. Oh, it's not the sum. We're just connecting right to the column. Okay. All right, that's looking good. So now when we publish this online, we're going to see profit. Okay. Publish that. We're going to see that when we filter and we cross-filter hitting this, we're filtering the sales but not the expenses. So we want to link together those two cross filters. The way we do that is we click on settings and we connect these columns together. So we can go and find this cross filter, which is right here. This is where we built the quarter, which is DF9. Okay, so we're going to go link DF9, the quarter, here, and we're going to go and link it to our expenses, to the quarter over here. And then when we publish it, when we click on this, it's going to filter both, and so you can see both those tables or data frames linked up at the top. So that works perfectly. And next, finally, we're just going to go and make this spreadsheet. I'm just going to do the top left corner so that you get the idea. That's the main thing, just for the sake of learning this quickly. I'm going to delete this extra data frame that we don't need here. I'm going to go into the spreadsheet that comes with the row 64 when you open it. And I'm just going to start making that spreadsheet. So big picture, summary. We're going to make it bold and change the color. Here we go. And the first thing we're going to do is do the total sales. So the way you set up Excel form is exactly the way you set up those little formulas in the pane. So you can just go equals sum, and then you just go click here where it's the total sales. So I'll click on that, link over to the sales. Then we're going to break out parts of the expenses. So I'm going to grab the expense table and drag it over to the right because I'm going to lift a few things off it. So we're going to grab labor, and we're going to do a sum if, which is an Excel formula, if the category, okay, is going to equal labor. And if so, then add the amount. And so we're going to do about 5 of these. Here we are. So the next one is manufacturing. And I'm going to copy that and just paste it into the formula. If I did it right, it'll work. Raw materials. Same thing. Okay. Hit enter. Capital expenses has no space. Like if you look here, there's no, oops, I don't want that one. I want this one. See, there's no space in capital expenses. So when I paste it in, I'll get rid of the space. Okay, and the final one is operating expenses. Okay, copy, paste into here. Okay, so we've got all that, and the final thing we're going to do is the total expenses. And I'm not going to sum these. I'm just going to make sure that we have everything that hits this column, just so it's exactly right. And our profit is going to be our sales minus our expenses. And this will apply to all cross filtering. And our profitability ratio is going to equal our profit divided by our total sales. Okay, now we'll just do some quick formatting. I'll grab that, format sales. We're going to make it comma separated dollar. This one, I'm going to use the format code for percent, which is pound percent. Hit OK. Okay, and now let's hit F4, and we're going to want to define the area. Just like print area in Excel, we're going to want to define the area for the spreadsheet. So we turn dashboard on the top right, we click set area, and then it's just when I go and click on that box and bring it over. Okay, so now we just bring it into our sheet. Now we're going to want to stretch to fit the pane with no padding, basically. That's looking pretty good. And let's publish that. And looking great. And so you can see as we do, it's pretty amazing what's happening. As we're cross-filtering, we're filtering multiple tables, we're filtering our profitability ratio. It's running through the tree of a spreadsheet valuation. I hope you found this video helpful.